guys, Kickin Monday. Woo! We are back and we have a ton of questions. You guys we didn't have a whole lot last week, so we're like, leave your questions, and you came up with some good ones, and most of them are long. And you know this guy won't read long questions, so I am your girl, and he's just there for his good looks.
Yeah. Make sure my looks are okay.
Every time. Okay, so if you're new to our channel, welcome. This is a fun segment that we get to do every Monday. We take your financial questions or questions about life, normally financial related, and just leave them in a comment down below. Some person was asking where to leave questions. You just leave them in a comment form, and then that's our place that we go to pull them off for next week's video. So,
and this is just free advice. We're just giving you what our answer would be. You know, it's just
real life. We're pretty real
yeah.
with you guys, and we just love it. So, okay, let's get started because we have a lot. First question, my wife and I both currently work. We pulled in about $120,000 last year but have no savings. We also both have Roth IRAs totaling as much. My wife's work has been contributing to a separate retirement account for her that totals nearly $60,000. She has not had to pay into it. Other than the house, our only debt is her used car and our RV. She is wanting to quit where she works but is not sure of a new career path. The question is, do you think we should cash out her work retirement to pay off the car and RV with some extra left over for savings? I don't know what your totals are for your car and RV, but you probably won't have anything left after fees and taxes and all that good stuff that the government takes for you. You know, that's your hit for taking your retirement and cashing it out.
So you want my opinion here? My opinion is it says she's wanting to quit where she works. So it's not that she's been fired or let go. It just sounds like she's unhappy and tired. Mm-hmm. My thought on that is you stay where you're at until you figure out what your new career path is. I would assume that you kind of know what you want to do, but that sounds to me like you guys are trying to take maybe the easier route out of that. Mm-hmm. And the easier route out of that, the government is going to hammer you on. Yeah. If you're not officially retiring, they're going to take at least 50% of that money as taxes because you're doing an early withdrawal. I would just sit down and plan out, and it kind of might, bite the big one that you might have to hang out there maybe at that job for maybe another year or something until you can figure out where you're going. Yeah. But don't cash out of retirement unless you're retiring.
And pay the debt off. That's the thing about debt that just blows, is that it stops you from pursuing your dream. So you have two options in my book. In my opinion, you can either sell your RV and your car and be completely debt-free other than the mortgage, and then your wife can kind of go in the direction that she wants to go career-wise. I wouldn't quit until she has an exact direction. Or B, she stays where she's at until you guys get out of debt. That would give her time to figure out what direction she wants to go in. And also, paying off debt is a good motivator. And then her freedom is she's so much more free because she's not, you guys aren't tied down to that RV and auto. So it depends.
Plus you guys kind of gave us a little tidbit of what you got going on there, but I'm assuming there's a lot more. $120,000 a year, and those are the only two debts you have outside of the house. My thought would be you would be rolling in money. But I don't know all the rest of your situation. I don't know if you got a $10,000 a month mortgage payment, you know what I mean?
She might not be able to quit.
Yeah, so I don't know, you guys. So that's just what we can give you with what we got.
Thank you for the question. Thinking yesterday about doing a no-spend week. Remember we talked about this in last week's video. That was overwhelmingly, people were begging for a no-spend week. So stay tuned. We will do that. I want to try and give you guys some notice. So there'll be a video hopefully going up this week that announces a start date. So that you can get your finances and stuff prepared for that. Anyway, obviously I will need to buy milk, fresh produce, but I'm going to shop my pantry and freezer. My husband just got a 10% reduction in pay, so I want to tighten our belts. We have paid off
euros.
140,000 euros and have around 20,000 euros to go. We just love your videos. We love you too. I don't know, how much is 140,000 euros in US dollars? You guys help us out here, because that seems like that's a lot of money to pay off. Do you know?
I don't. I want to say euros like 70-80 cents to our dollar. It's worth less.
So that's a ton of money, though. You've paid off 140 and you have 20 to go. Yeah. We're almost debt free. We just love your videos. You got us started and we can't thank you enough. My husband got on board because I began watching your videos and he started listening and commenting that we could do it. It was an answer to prayer. Thank you. I'm so happy you are back. You guys are doing a great ministry. These
thank you.
We love.
Yeah.
They make me get teary-eyed every single time.
But I think you guys are kicking it though, right?
You're kicking it, and it's so powerful. The reason why I get so emotional is because when you're on the same page, like, you can conquer the world.
Anything can happen.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
And it's just such a battle until you get to that point. And then once you're both working together for the same things and dreams, it's so powerful, and I'm so happy for you guys.
Well, the fact you guys have paid off 140 and you only got 20 to go, I don't think, to be honest with you, from the way you're talking, I don't think a 10% pay cut is going to affect you guys at all. I think you'll be okay.
That steam is going.
Yeah, you guys are kicking it. So, I mean, good luck to you. Keep us posted.
Yes. The No Spend Challenge is about not spending money on anything that is not an absolute necessity. Because we asked you kind of what it meant. And I'm learning we can kind of make up our own rules. Like, obviously you need groceries and gas, but you don't need to go to the movies or buy that cute purse or get a coffee from Starbucks. I am actually a little bit afraid to try that challenge, but I might give it a go. Of course you're going to give it a go because you're going to do it with us.
Yeah.
So the thing about this challenge, which I loved and I picked up from somebody else's comment, is that this is a great way to get spouses on board. Because if there is a challenge and you guys are up for it, it takes a wife or a husband going to their spouse and saying, we're going to do this challenge. And then it cuts out that whole should we, shouldn't we, and that gray area of
And then if you do it for like a week or two, you could be like, see, we could do this.
I'm thinking we can get more spouses on board this way through this challenge. That's what my prayer is.
So we should just have a no spend week every week of the month.
No, but I do want to know how the results of this no spend challenge. How many couples got on board because of it? So, hi guys, I am new to your channel and keep watching old videos and learning a bunch. Thanks to my parents, grandparents, and in-laws for my husband. We had lucky. We had no school debt when we were married 4 years ago and only have our mortgage. We do budget loosely, but I'm interested in getting more strict with it just to be a little more self-disciplined and try to save money. My questions are regarding online shopping. What do you do? Where I live, it isn't super convenient to go to like a Target or Walmart type store. So I always am on Amazon for those sort of things. Also, I don't really understand when you talk about monthly budgets. My husband has set up a budget for the year, which we break down by the month. Why do you guys do it each month? I'm trying to learn. Thanks. Those are great questions. Probably you're overwhelmed, right? With online shopping if you're not quite sure how to do a budget, and that's okay. A lot of you guys are in this position. So where do we point them to do a budget? Well, your hubby has done a budget.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey has some great budget forms.
Yeah, I guess doing the monthly budget it depends on where you're at. If you're trying to get out of debt, you need to do it monthly because you could cut things monthly. If you do it on a yearly thing, I just think it's too loose because you could just be like, we have X amount of dollars this month. Let's just worry about it later.
Creates room for error.
It's the more budget, in my opinion, the more budgets you can do, the tighter it is, the less gray area, the less fluff. I mean, if you're doing it every 2 weeks, there's no accidental spending, I guess is the way to say it. You're more tight on everything.
We've had budget meetings every day for the last week too. So, I mean, it's communication. You need to be communicating a lot. If you are near an FPU where a financial peace university is going to be taught, we would recommend that. They teach you. We are coordinators of that class, and we walk people through how to do a budget and hold their hands and support them. That would be a great place for you guys to start. As for the online shopping, Amazon does have a lot of great deals, and if you spend $35 without the Prime, because we don't have the money to do the Prime, you get free shipping for $35 and over. So we do that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with online shipping if it's the best deal and that's your closest, easiest method. I don't see anything wrong with it, just as long as it's part of your budget.
If it's part of our budget. So we take that line item, say it's
clothing or whatever
clothing,
you can get.
And you find something not necessarily through Amazon, but maybe through Target, and you're buying an outfit. You just take that line item in your budget and you deposit into your debit account, into your checking. And then that money is already in there, but you have to plan ahead to make sure that you're depositing exactly what you need. And that is the trick to online shopping. That's how we do it. You can read that one. It's a small one.
Hi, I'm 22 and my husband is 25. We have no debt until last month. We have a car loan of $16,000. My question to you guys is, should I just throw as much as I can toward the principal, or should I start baby steps 1 and 2, then throw the extra towards the car? Well, the good thing is you're young.
Yes.
And,
no babies yet. Suck it up and enjoy it.
If you guys are really trying to get out of debt and try to do that, and you want to do the Dave Ramsey plan and everything, I would say you got to do the steps in the order they are. You can't just like start on baby step 4 and then go back and do baby step 1 and do baby step 6.
Although that works for some people.
Yeah.
Once you get into your rhythm, when you find your rhythm and you're disciplined,
Yeah.
maybe you can shift the baby steps around to work for you. But okay, so baby step 1 is $1,000. You absolutely need that because something in life is going to happen where you're going to need
That alternator on that car is going to break
just
now.
Murphy will knock on your door, guaranteed. He knocks on our door in 3s.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome. Should try it sometime.
We need a bigger emergency fund. And then the car, it is baby step 2 because that's your debt snowball. So you're just kicking it. You're like doing what beans and rice. Like you're going without a ton so that you can get that stinking car loan paid off, okay? And then your mortgage is not until baby step number 6. So the mortgage is later on down the road. Once you have a good, healthy nest egg, that's when you tackle the mortgage. So the mortgage is not on baby step number 2 because you need to get all your other financial ducks in a row. So that would be our advice.
Hit that car quick.
Before the babies come, because
Yeah.
they suck the life out of your budget.
Yes, they do.
How do I submit a question for y'all to possibly answer? You did
You
good.
did it.
Right here. I have a question about medical debt, which is a big chunk of our overall debt. And I've watched pretty much all of y'all's previous videos, and can't seem to find the answer. How do you treat medical debt when there obviously isn't even a monthly minimum they want you to pay? Like, for example, a $900 medical bill, they want the full amount paid by next month. Does that make sense? Absolutely. I'd love to explain more, but I'm not sure on how to submit a question. You did good,
You
girlfriend.
just find it.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So, medical bills. Dun,
Da,
dun,
da,
dun.
da.
They're not fun.
No.
So, you could call them and work out a payment plan, although they're not exactly the most understanding, because I think that medical bills are the highest, in my opinion, that don't get paid. There's just so many people that don't pay their medical bills. So what you can do is pay what you can every month and call them and say, this is what I can afford. And then if you could pay off a chunk of it, I don't know what your overall total debt is for medical, but they will give you a huge discount if you call them up and say, I'd like to pay the whole thing off now. And you can even say, I have this much money, would you accept that as my payment in full? Get everything in writing if they do, but pay what you can, what is left in your budget. And I'm not like cut things, like don't have like a $500 satellite TV bill and then put $20 towards your medical. I mean, there is a balance here. But maybe go without the TV and pay as much as you can on your medical bills if it's a large amount. And then.
But I would say try to settle, because we've done that a couple times where we've called and they've knocked like 15-20% off just to pay the bill. So
even with Tennessee, yeah, we were waiting to pay her hospital bill for a certain date, and they were automatically knocking off money. So we didn't even have to ask.
call and negotiate with them and try to settle the best you can. And in every instance that we've done it personally as our family, they've knocked percentages off. So I can't say anything other than it worked for us.
Yep. That's right. And do you have any budget baby gift ideas? We are becoming godparents, and coworkers are having babies at the same time. So I need gift ideas that are low in budget. Any budget. I like it. I was shocked because we have a lot of friends having babies right now at church. Our church is having a big baby boom, and it's not us, so it's extra fun. So we have a lot of babies coming, and family babies and new cousins. So I will tell you, I was shocked when I worked the consignment sale in the spring, because I knew which babies were being born, and there are so many new clothes, you guys, with tags still on them. So hopefully these mommies don't watch our videos. What I did is I came home like new baby shoes and things like that, and I just wrapped them up. I kept the tags on them, and I only paid a couple bucks for each.
What she's trying to say is consignment stores are a good place for cheap baby gifts.
Because the tags are still on, and in a lot of cases, and they don't know that you bought it used. So there's my secret tip. That's how I'm surviving all these baby showers. I love that you guys are back for Debt Kicking Mondays and that you're back to sitting next to one another. Though I love the new set. It put distance between you. They like us together.
Yeah, and she smells good too. And you're that close, she can smell good.
Oh, shucks. I'm making a permanent move from the UK to the US. Welcome, and getting married either the end of this year or beginning of next, depending on when immigration goes through. I have several debts that I will still have when I make the move. Do you have any advice on handling these or how to pay them from a different country? Total debt will be about $10,000. To begin with, I won't be working as I need to wait for my green card. You will be pleased to hear that we have already worked a basic budget for when me and my son move over there. And I have envelopes in place ready to go. Good girl. I even have bought one of the Dave Ramsey envelope wallets for the regular weekly cash items. There will be 3 of us living off of my partner's wage, and I feel bad asking him to cover my pre-wedding debts. What do you advise? Hugs to you all.
This kind of goes back to last week.
This is an interesting question. I love it. It's just a rare question.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, the 2 kids were getting married. 2 people were getting married, and one had more debt, and the other one had no debt. Sounds kind of like similar situation
sweet,
right here.
Young thing that wrote that comment last week. We did, there you got so much feedback.
Yeah.
And I hope.
Hopefully you read all those comments.
I hope you take it with a grain of salt and just look at it as a positive reinforcement. I tried to monitor the comments and everybody was speaking out of love that wrote to you. So I was really proud. Good job, you guys. It made me so proud that that's our community, is lifting each other up and praying for each other. So yeah, so based on that, yeah, it is kind of similar, the marriage, and a lot of people are probably going through this. You know, one partner is, if you're getting married, someone's going to have debt, more than likely.
And it's better to get those debts squared before you get married, because then it just kind of muddies the waters kind of thing.
It does. And I'm proud of you for taking the steps that you need to do to prepare.
Sounds like you're already on a budget, which is great. I would continue working the budget, and your total debt's only $10,000. I'd pay it off ASAP, man. As fast as you can. Obviously it's gonna be a downtime till you get your green card so you can get employment here. But until then, maybe just live on a zero-based budget where you have you're not spending any money.
Right.
Unless you absolutely have to.
Have you thought about postponing the wedding possibly until you are out of debt? And then there's no guilt.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting married, like, yeah,
debt-free.
it would be so much fun then, instead of worried about your spouse taking care of your debts that you had before you were married. So I don't know, maybe consider waiting to get married. And then I don't know how to pay off debts from a different country. I would think
there's a conversion.
A conversion, and then you just treat it the same as you would from the UK, right? As you paid them before. Okay, thank you for the question. Debt Busting Barnes, I love you. I just think that you are I love reading your comments. So many of you guys continuously comment on a regular basis, so I'm getting to know you really well, and I love it. Christine, I love the green necklace. Last week I wore this really pretty
You're popping the necklace.
Budget is looking good. We're going to cash flow a trip to Florida.
Nice.
I made all the cash from a Facebook bidding wars site. It's awesome. You post your item at the lowest price that you would want to get for it, and then people bid on it for 24 hours, actually 23 hours and 59 seconds. The highest bidder wins. They must pick up within 48 hours, and it's brilliant. I'm selling tons of stuff. I'm a natural purger, but still have lots to sell. Clothes, household items, purses, shoes, electronics, CDs, you name it. Great idea. Thought I would pass on the info. Cheers, Cynthia. Cynthia, that is such a good way to make money, especially if you guys are getting married or you're
sounds like a good stay-at-home mom making money, because you're doing it from the home.
That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing.
Back when I was a young adult, I took out a lot of store credit cards. I wasn't able to pay them off, so all of them went to collections. How can I go about consolidating it to help pay off quicker? Thanks for everything you guys do. I love watching your videos and blogs. Vlogs. Autocorrect is terrible.
Autocorrect. Vlogs is not an autocorrect.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed?
Oh boy.
Okay, well, at least you've learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not doing it anymore. That's the downside to store credit cards. Actually, there's a lot of downsides, but...
You know, I'm not with the whole consolidating. I don't think that's a great...
It's a con, I think.
A deal, because what that does is it takes all your debt and makes it into a lower payment, which frees up more money that if you're not diligent and you're not, you know, disciplined, then what happens is you free up extra money, then you just keep spending over here when you've got your debt consolidation over here, and now you've got two more debts that are just climbing again. I think you need to work baby steps. I think you take the smallest one and you just start kicking it. You just start paying them off one at a time, smallest to largest.
Because the debt consolidation loan is kind of an easy way.
It's an easy way out.
It's an easy out, and it doesn't fix your behavior.
And only like 15 or 20% of people that consolidate loans stick with that and don't get more debt, don't incur more debt. And the statistics are not with us on those. It's a bad idea.
You have to work your tail end off to pay those off. There's no way around it.
But if you work your tail off and you pay them off, you call that a lesson learned, because you won't do it again.
Yeah, that's right. I am 25 years old and owe $42,000 in student loans and one small credit card. Oh,
Ouch. Ouch.
I'm working extremely hard to pay it off as fast as possible and should be done within 2 years. That is, yes, you are sacrificing. Good job. I have also met the man of my dreams and would love to get married. He has offered to help me pay them off, but I feel it is not his responsibility. I want to start saving for a wedding, but I don't know if I should wait to pay off the loans first before trying to start a life with him. After marriage, if he would move in, the help with rent would help me get there faster. I don't know which would be faster. I don't want to be 30 before I have my first baby. Please help. Ring or bills?
That's an easy one for me.
I think it goes along with a lot of the people getting married in this category, is that if it bugs you, like there's a reason
it's
inside
on your conscience,
that it's bugging you, and that's not going to go away, and you won't feel better if you have him pay your expenses. So you are going to have to address that. I would wait.
I would wait, and here's the thing: if it's right, it's God's will, and you guys are the right people for each other. Age is just nothing but a number.
That's
it doesn't matter when you have
kids.
kids.
There's so many good things to waiting until 30. There's so many. Like we had Tennessee at 34.
Yeah.
How old am I? Yeah, I was 34. And that's okay. It's all right. Like there were so many, we were so much more prepared, so much happier with her, so much secure in ourselves, because we had time to work out all of those insecurities. So don't think that 30 is like the end of the world to start having babies.
Having a new marriage and talking kids and stuff, you don't want anything in there that can drive you guys apart.
That's right.
If money was behind you, you guys are on two clean slates, and there was no debt or anything, it'd just be in a better place.
Yep.
Just be in a better place.
That would be our recommendation.
Hunker down. It sounds like you need to start kicking it and getting busy. You got 2 years.
And it's only 2 years, you guys.
Work some overtime, get another job, do something.
You could, like, I'm sure you're already doing this because this is how women work. You can plan this wedding in your head, and then while you're getting out of debt, and then in 2 years when you're ready to have that wedding, bam, you're ready. Hey guys, I'm 19 years old and have been happily married to my 22-year-old husband for a little over a year. I just wanted to thank you for always being so positive, not only about finances, but about marriage and family.
That boy.
I am a full-time student and my husband works full-time. We have no debt and are starting to put back some money for our future.
Attaboy.
My dad recently gave us the opportunity to work through the FPU class.
Nice.
And he advised for a young couple going through the class. We are so excited to start on this journey. Thank y'all again. God bless you and your beautiful family.
You're on it.
I'm so proud of you guys. See? We're like totally against getting married young. We're totally against getting married young when you don't have all your stuff together.
You guys are on it. I don't know really if there's anything we can tell you that you don't already know. I mean, you're taking the Dave Ramsey class, you're debt free. I mean, you're there.
The world.
Have fun. Have fun.
It would be so much fun. Looking back, I think that's why we love. I love answering these questions because we get to tell you everything that we would have done differently at a younger age. And I guess my advice to you through FPU is to stay the course. Do not get distracted. Do not let a trip to Maui or something take a higher priority than what your financial goals are. So
the cool thing is you're a full-time student, so you'll be out here pretty soon, I'm guessing. And you're 19 and 22. If you guys kick this and get really serious about what you're doing, I would assume by the time you're 30 in 10 years, you could pay for your house in cash. You could pay for everything in cash because you have no school debt. I mean, so by the time you're 30, you could own everything.
And then bring babies to a paid-for home. That would be incredible. That would be, if we were to do it over again, that's exactly how I would have done it. Instead of wasting money. We bought a house at 20 years old. Biggest mistake. Biggest. So stay away from buying a home for a while.
Wow.
Do not buy into that lie. Okay, so my family of 3 moved to an apartment in a better neighborhood and school system. The last one was terrible, but cheap. I feel safer now, but the move drained our savings, so back to baby step 1. We have been living in the new place for 2 months, and we have been getting some furniture from family members that don't need it any longer, and garage sales. The mattress is still on the floor, and it just doesn't feel like home. Should I split whatever money we have at the end of the month, after bills, into half apartment needs and half savings, or do one category all at once and then move into the other? I just feel lost. What do you do when having a hurdle to choose from versus your baby steps? I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. I'm just stressed. Totally makes sense.
Well, I guess it depends on what your categories are. I mean, if you just
first take a deep breath.
Yeah. Yeah. Deep breath's good. But I mean, if you
everybody can do it. You should try it. It makes you feel so much better.
Ooh.
See, like you're already calmer.
I was just gonna say, if a $35 bed frame you get the bed off the floor would help you feel better, I mean, it's $35.
Mm-hmm. And you can get it off of Craigslist.
Yeah.
They're called Hollywood frames.
Yeah. But I don't know the whole situation. Like, I don't know if you need, $10,000 to get the apartment or whatever in a better place and you know what I mean? I don't know what your guys' situation is.
And I don't know how much money you have at the end of the month left over to work with. But if I was you, I would get my baby step 1 done.
Yeah.
I would get, if you make less than $20,000 a year, it's a $500 emergency fund. If you make more than $20,000, then it's a $1,000 emergency fund. And then you're already creative at finding deals. Then spend a little bit more money on the things that you want. This is me. I am speaking to me because this is a constant. I have a list of my wants, and I have a list of my financial wants, my goals, the places I want to be. And this is a constant struggle for me, but you have to have that emergency fund. You have to before you do anything. Hi guys, I have a question about in-laws. It's a complicated situation. But my sweet, sweet in-laws have recently been coming to my husband with their money issues. We are currently on baby step 2 and have $50,000 in debt that we are making progress on paying down. My conflict is I don't feel that we are in a financial position to help out every time we have an emergency. My heart says yes, but the budget says no. However, my husband always has a hard time saying no. We have $1,000 in our emergency fund, and we have to keep replenishing a portion of it again and again to fund the emergencies that they call him about. Please help. I really don't mind helping them as long as we are in a good place and at least out of debt. I just don't know what to do about the situation. Thanks for any suggestions, and thanks for all that you do. So glad you guys are back. That's a tough one because it's your parents. Like, these are the people that raised you and sacrificed. A lot of people are in your situation too. And how I would handle that is maybe not say no to mom and dad, but set a little bit, even if it's $50 in your budget every single month, and sit mom and dad down and say, look, we love to help you out when we can. But $50 is what we have set aside, whatever the amount is that you're comfortable with, that your budget can handle, so that you could still make progress on your baby step 2, getting out of debt. And then mom and dad, when this $50 is gone for the month, it's gone. We can't help you any more than what we have budgeted for. What do you think?
I say scratch it all. They shouldn't be having emergencies that often, I would think, unless they're living in a bad house that's breaking all the time. I guess you'd have to define what an emergency is and maybe talk with them and say, you may feel it's an emergency, but this can wait a couple weeks before we have to fix it or whatever. You may think it's an emergency, but realistically it's not. If the garbage disposal broke, you can live another month with a broken disposable and be just fine. You have to define what that emergency is.
Emergency would be like a bag of groceries, or a half tank of gas, or a light bill. Those things are emergencies. So if it's one of those things that they're needing help with, those are the only things I would help with. And if it's one of those things, then sit them down and say,
But I think there needs to be a clear line of communication here, because I think that once you guys start opening your checkbook, they're going to see that as an out, and so everything is now going to become an emergency to them because they know that you guys will help out to a certain degree.
And then
I think there needs to be a fine line there of what's expected and what's you need to live on your own here.
So you're not enabling.
Love you, mom and dad.
But you don't want to enable your parents, just like you don't want to enable your children.
You just have a tough love conversation with them, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. It's hard, and I'm praying for you because that's a hard conversation. But in no way, you have to put your household first. You have to, and then if it's only $10 you have at the end of the month to help them with, then that's what you help them with. It's hard, I know, but yeah. Any of you guys put in a situation, leave a comment down below and help you support people out because your heart is pulled in so many different ways. So.
That's it, peeps. That was a fast half an hour.
Look at all of these questions. We actually did it. I'm shocked. Fabulous questions. Yes, they're so good. Thank you.
So if you guys have a question or comment, please leave it below. Thumbs up for this spunkiness we have.
Spunky. And then just a reminder, our Teespring campaign is almost over. Our new logo is we have our t-shirts and hoodies up for sale right now, and it's just kind of a revival of our progress and where we have come and where we're at today and celebrating that. So if you guys would like one, go and click on the link below to get yours before July 6th. And anything else in that?
That's it.
Thanks
Subscribe.
for the love.
Thumbs up.
Daily vlogs you guys show us. We appreciate it. And yeah, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And we'll see you
next Monday.
Comments are always appreciated and entertaining. Thank you. The entertainment is just a bonus. Oh my gosh. You gotta do it. Those are all from our daily vlogs. You're missing out if you're not watching them.